Hi guys! So today I'm gonna be talking about 10 tips for new competitors in the bikini division. Tip number 1 is define your priorities. With that, I mean, you ask yourself, do you really want to compete? Do you really want to do what it takes to be on a stage? There are many things that we have to give up when we're in prep. If you're a person that likes socializing, going out every weekend, get a drink with friends, maybe that's not for you. Maybe that's not what's going to make you happy. Maybe giving up those things is not going to make you happy. So define your priorities. Are you willing to spend 2 hours at the gym doing your cardio and your workout in a day? If not, then maybe that's not for you. Can you spend 1 or 2 hours at the gym? Maybe it is for you, but maybe not right now, maybe in the future. So define your priorities first, know if it's for you, know if it's the right time to do it, and if it is, then move forward. Tip number 2 is look for a good coach. And I tell you that by experience. In the past, I did try to coach myself. Even though I have no background in coaching, I can tell you I did not show up on stage looking my best. If you're doing everything, if you're taking the time for training and cardio and dieting and giving up things and paying all the price to compete, you want to be looking your best on stage. You don't have to necessarily win, but you want to at least know that you stepped on stage looking your best. That's when a coach comes in handy. Not only that, but also when it comes to dieting, you don't want to be testing things on yourself to see if it works, to see how things go. You really want to have a person with a nutrition background that's going to be able to get you to be on stage and still healthy and get you out of stage and on your reverse diet on a good way. You want to be doing this for the long term. Even if you don't want to be doing this for the long term, you still want to be healthy in the long term, imagine, right? So it's really important to have a good coach by your side. Tip number 3, let go of expectations. This one I also speak from experience. I did have good results in my first shows. That led me to go to the next show and the next show with high expectations. When I didn't get good results, that was a big bummer to me. I was not expecting it to go that way, but especially with the bikini division, you should never have high expectations because it's very subjective. And even if it wasn't, we're not going to always win. There's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be looking better than us, and this person may be showing up on stage with us on that day. If that happens, that's okay. You know what? You can go to the next show and maybe you're gonna get the win there. If not the next show, you're gonna try again, right? So you gotta let go of expectations, just keep trying, listen to the judge's feedback, get better, and show up on stage next time, look better than ever. Tip number 4 is pay attention to details. And what I mean by that is that I saw some competitors going on stage thinking that all that mattered was their physique. They didn't pay attention to any other details. They didn't pay attention to their suit, their tan, their hair, or their makeup. As much as you want to think this is just a bodybuilding competition, so all those things don't matter, well, they do. Put yourself in the judge's shoes. If you see a competitor that doesn't look like they put effort in their presentation on stage, would you still give them their win? Probably not. You want to see a person that is showing their best. They really want their win. That's what you want to see. Pay attention to details. You really want to be looking your best on stage. Tip number 5 is practice your posing. I also saw that being neglected by many competitors. People think that just because they have a great physique that they can just get away with not practicing their pose. They go on stage and just get crushed. Not only it shows that you're not putting the effort to get that win to the judges, it also doesn't enhance your best features. So you may have the best shoulders on stage, but if you don't know how to pose and how to show that, then you may end up looking like you don't have the best shoulders on stage. You really want to use the posing to your advantage to enhance your best features and maybe hide the ones that are not your best. You really want to put posing to your advantage, really bring the presence on stage, make your physique look best possible through posing. Tip number 6. Oh. Tip number 6 is do not commit to your first suit. By that I mean, I see some people getting some very expensive suits for their first show. The problem is when you do that, you're pretty much committing to your suit, because are you willing to pay more when you need a new suit? What happens is it's very likely that with your first suit, you're gonna see the stage photos and you're gonna see room for improvement in your suit. Maybe it's the cut, maybe it's the collar, maybe it's the connectors. Maybe you're gonna want to change your suit going forward, so you don't want to commit to your first suit. You want to first see how it looks on stage, how it looks on you. It depends a lot on our hair color, our skin color. First you want to see how it looks on stage, and then maybe make a big commitment in your future shows. This is my first suit here. This is from Vahls Bikinis, and they're not expensive. I'm gonna put the link here to her Instagram in case you want to message her. This suit is really good. This is still my first suit that I had back in 2019, and I could still wear this on stage. But the thing is that we made some modifications to my suit because I wanted a different color, or I wanted a different connector, or a different cut. But we did make changes, so that's no longer the suit I wear. So yeah, that's my tip. Don't make a commitment to your first suit. Tip number 7 is stick with classics. With that I mean, so I remember in my first shows I was wanting to, make a statement with my hair, my shoes, my suit, and I was wanting to go with a different hairstyle than everybody else. And honestly, that's not a good idea, because in a bodybuilding competition you're wanting to enhance your features and not really your nails, your hair, or your heels. This is the first heel I got. You can see it's even dirty with fake tan because I've worn it so many times already. There's no jewelry, there's nothing. It's the most basic thing that you can get. That was the best decision I made, because that's what you want in a bodybuilding competition. You want to enhance your physique. With the hair, I stick with some waves or curly hair, whatever enhances your physique, not your hair. Makeup, I also stick with the basic, if you can call it basic, stage makeup. With nails, I try to stick with the classic nails that are white at the top, or just some hand nails. Anything that's not going to call too much attention to it, but at the same time you want to look put together. So that's my tip, just stick with the classics. Tip number 8, this one is something that I still need to remind myself, is do not compare yourself. That's easier said than done, but it just creates more stress going to the show day. Honestly, from experience, I know that many times I would see another competitor who was going to be in the same show that I was. I would get nervous because their physique just looked incredible and insane. But when it got to the show day, I realized that the photos that they were taking were actually their best photos and their best angles, and the stage didn't quite translate that. So there's no reason for us to be comparing ourselves on social media, because people will only be posting their best angles and their best photos, myself included, of course. Also, our preps are going to be different. We have different genetics, we have different lifestyles, different heights, so everything is different. Somebody's going to be eating more, somebody's going to be eating less, somebody's going to be doing more cardio, less cardio, whatever. So do not compare yourself. We all have different bodies, we all have different lifestyles, we all in different phases of our competition prep, so do not compare yourself. Number 9 is get feedback. I know this sounds a little bit obvious, but I was one of the people that at the end of the show would say, oh, I'm too tired to stay after the show and get feedback from the judges. So I was always skipping the feedback. I didn't send emails requesting feedback because I thought, oh, they're not going to even remember, they're not going to care, they're not going to respond. No, you have to ask for feedback to get feedback. Use that feedback to show even better next time. That's how you get the win. You need to keep progressing and showing better and better every time. Unless you're a freak that's going to get the win on your first show, that's how it works for all of us. We get better placing every time, just getting feedback and making changes. Sometimes the feedback doesn't even have anything to do with your physique. Sometimes it's something like the tan was off, or the hair was off, or the makeup was off. We need to know where we're at to make adjustments. So without the feedback, it's impossible to make the right adjustments for the next show. Stay late after the show, send an email and get the feedback, apply it, and get better in the next show. Tip number 10 is have fun. That's it, just have fun. I was guilty of not following this tip myself in the beginning. I would just go to the shows with this mentality that all I wanted was to win. I was there to win and I was there to compete, so I wasn't there to make friends. I was just in for business. That's not the mindset you want to have. Bodybuilding is not a job. You shouldn't be treating it as a 9-to-5 job. Bodybuilding should be seen as a hobby. Yes, you want to get that win. Yes, you're there to compete, but that doesn't make it impossible for you to also have fun in the competitions and make friends and talk to people. After my first shows, I realized that if I was just going to be getting stressed out and not having fun, then I should just quit because that wasn't a sport for me. If I was just going to be miserable every time I competed and not get anything good from it, then that wasn't a sport for me. It was just when I changed that mentality and started having more fun that I started actually enjoying. Now I enjoy prep, the off-season, show day, I get to meet people. That's when I said, okay, so that's the sport for me, that's what I want to keep doing. Now I just go to the show, I get ready and I'm prepared. Then all I have to do is just have fun. So that's it for this video. Those are 10 things that I wish somebody would have told me when I was getting started in bodybuilding. I hope these tips can help you with your next competition, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye!